porn is much more about mental masturbation than it is physical masturbation. When you have the porn video up on the screen, it's a dumb video. It can't control your thoughts. It can't control your mind. It's a video, right? It's a dumb, lifeless substance. It cannot control your fucking mind. It's impossible. I can't control your mind. Another human can't control your mind. Nobody can control your mind. Why? Because you're the only one in there. It's just you in there. That's it. Now, so then it's like, okay, why do I feel urges? You feel urges because you feel desire. You do. And this is a hard pill for people to swallow, and I'm not blaming you at all. I was in this trap for 6 years. When you desire porn, own it. Say, I desire porn, and then rethink the reasons why you want porn and debunk them. Now, what I mean by mental masturbation is while you're physically masturbating, that can't jump into your thoughts. The physical masturbation cannot control your thoughts. It's an event, right? It might feel good physically, but mentally you don't have to be like, oh, that's hot, da da da. That's you. Do you see how that's a choice? That's you doing it. And again, that's completely cool. Why do you do it? Well, because you want to do it. You want to mentally engage in the porn. Now, this is where it's mental masturbation. You get it? The physical masturbation and the mental masturbation are completely separate. Why? Because the physical and the mental is separate. If I feel pain right now, that doesn't mean that I feel it. I'll pinch myself now, right? That doesn't mean that I'm feeling mental anguish. Okay? Now, if I pinch myself, I can make myself feel mental anguish and be like, I really want to stop. This is really annoying me. This is really annoying me. Do you get what I mean? With mental masturbation, which is what porn use is, you mentally masturbate. You're like, oh, but of course I mentally masturbate because I want to. I have urges, right? Let's drop the word urges because you never have urges. You just desire something. You can't have urges because nothing externally is attacking you. There's no external thing which is controlling your mind. And urges, desires, come from your mind. They aren't something that pulls you in. The porn doesn't call out to you and pull you in. It's all in your mind, in your head. Okay? So, how do we get rid of these desires for porn? Again, we're not using the word urges, we're using the word desires. Because urge implies external attack, desire implies internal want. That's what desire is. It's a feeling of internal want. I want this. Well, why do you want porn? Why do you want to mentally masturbate? Because NoFap and people at large convince you that porn is objectively pleasurable. I talked about in my last video how porn isn't objectively pleasurable. To recap, there are many genres of porn, and when you mindfully watch porn, you won't feel anything. If you're completely mindful when you watch porn, you're not going to feel shit. Additionally, there are so many genres of porn, as I said. That implies that different people get off to different things. I'm sure you could think of a genre of porn that you don't like. Why don't you like it? If the pleasure's in the porn, you should like it, no? And it's also obvious that different people like different things. I'm wearing an M&S sweatshirt right now because it's cozy and comfy. What do you wear indoors? You might wear a Nike jumper. You might wear a dressing gown. You might wear pajamas. You might wear a t-shirt. It's personal preference. It's an obvious. If this fucking jumper were objectively pleasurable, you'd all be wearing it. It's the same with porn. Some people don't watch porn. Some people don't watch certain genres. Some people want different things. So what that implies, and as I said, if you mindfully watch porn, you won't feel shit. What this implies is that the pleasure is dependent on our minds. That's why you're mentally masturbating. And the reason why you want to find the pleasure in porn is because you've been convinced of its objective pleasure. If something is objectively pleasurable, we're going to want it again and again and again. But once you realise it's subjectively pleasurable, then you can drop that objective pleasure perception. You can realise, oh, I only subjectively view porn as pleasurable. And then if you subjectively view porn as pleasurable, that means you can drop it because it's subjective, meaning it's dependent on your mind. And given that you are in 100% control of your own mind, you can choose to not see pleasure in porn. You can literally just drop it. But you will likely choose not to see pleasure in porn if there is sufficient reason to do so. So, this is a bit long, but it is slightly complicated. If you see massive benefit in not seeing the pleasure in porn, i.e., my life will be so much better without porn, there are other things that I can find subjective pleasure in. Porn isn't the only thing, and in fact, porn isn't special in any regard. I can find massive subjective pleasure going for a walk or going to the gym or doing boxing, whatever. But you might have been in this porn thing for so long that you can no longer see that. You can no longer see that there are other things that you can have pleasure in life, right? Subjective pleasure. So you can realize, fuck, there's loads of benefits to quitting porn. I can find subjective pleasure in loads of other things. And then when you decide that that's what you want to do, you'll stop seeing the pleasure in porn because it wasn't there to begin with because of the arguments that you've come to. You try mindfully masturbating. You'll realize there's so many genres. You'll realize, oh, it is my mind that's producing all this pleasure. Why don't I just stop mentally masturbating, stop seeing the pleasure in porn, start seeing greater pleasure in abstinence, and then move in that direction? And then that's it, right? So to conclude, physical masturbation doesn't jump into the mind, and mental masturbation is only you. Screens cannot affect your mental state. Drugs cannot affect your mental state, though drugs can cause a physical sensation. They will not produce new novel thoughts. They won't mind control you. If it feels like you're being mind controlled, that's because you believe you're being mind controlled, not because you actually are. Okay, so I know this is a lot of info to take in, but basically, porn is mental masturbation. You can mentally masturbate with the gym. You can lift weights and you can be like, oh, yeah, I'm this big bad guy. I love it. Or like, I love a little bit more wholesome. You can be like, I love lifting weights. Lifting weights is sick. I like looking good. I like feeling good. It's awesome. It's all in my head. It's not physical. It's not due to the endorphins, because fat people will go to the gym and every rep will feel like agony. It's subjective. That doesn't mean it's bad. It just means that I'm in control. I choose to get pleasure from the gym because I see actual value in going to the gym, but I choose not to get subjective pleasure from porn because it's fuck all point and I'm way happier without it. I'd rather have subjective pleasure with other things, like making these videos, or like going outside. Look at the garden's fucking nice. Or like just reading or doing whatever. Or even something that is a vice, like watching TV, or like I'm watching Gordon Ramsay's Hell's Kitchen at the moment. I'm enjoying that. And yeah, it's all in my mind. But that's cool because that's what I want to do. Whereas I don't want to see the pleasure in porn because I've seen much more pleasure in not. Anyway, all this info is in the Freedom Model. I'm not pulling this out of my own arse crack. Read the Freedom Model, free link in the description. That if you get through that book, man, you're going to have such a better time. You won't have to be doing nofap. You won't have to be miserable doing this nofap shit. And man, it's way better. Please read that book. That's it.